This is a gaming show where we keep you up to date with the latest Nintendo related gaming news. And sometimes we also cover PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Give it to you. We do. Sometimes. Well, today we do, because it's Summer Game Fest, baby! On today's show, Summer Games Fest has officially started with a bang, may I say. So, on today's show, we'll be taking a look at some of the latest games that were announced at Summer Games Fest, just the games that I really liked. Okay, so this next one is a cute little online co-op multiplayer game coming from the developers of the critically acclaimed game Untitled Goose Game. The game I'm talking about is a game called, it's just called Big Walk, and it is so cute and charming and intriguing that I want it.
It's a cooperative multiplayer adventure made for friends to play together. It's called Big Walk.
Like, I really want this game. The developers of Big Walk said that this game is about walking and talking.
Hey, walking like I talk it. Walking like I talk it.
It's a game where you can hang out with your friends and chill, or you can actually play the game and you can go out and co-op adventures with your friends. And so the game actually has this proximity chat system. So the closer that you are to your friends in-game, the clearer you can hear them. Like if you're in a tunnel, it will change the sound of your voice so it sounds echoey. If you're behind soundproof glass, it will literally just...
You'll sound different if you're speaking up close.
Hello.
Or far away.
Hello.
Or in a tunnel.
Hello.
Or over a walkie-talkie.
Hello. Over.
Or behind soundproof glass.
If you get separated from your friends and you walk away in the opposite direction and they walk away from you, when you are speaking to your friends online, they won't be able to hear you. It's so sick. If you got lost and say you got separated and you literally can't talk to your friends online through the game chat system, then what you have to do is you have to get your megaphone out and then you have to ask someone to light a flare so you can find their location so you can get back on track with your friend.
Hello? If anyone can hear me, please shoot up a flare. Thank you.
In the game, all you have to do is go around completing puzzles and challenges. They have loads of different challenges. You could play things like basketball, football. They had like platforming challenges. They had loads of challenges where you'd have to like communicate with your friends non-verbally by pointing or using gestures or expressions. The game looks like a lot of fun. It looks really fun. Go and check out the trailer. It's a bit of me. Untitled Goose Game was an incredible game. It's super funny and widely entertaining. So I'm hoping that gives us more of the same with the Big Walk. Big Walk is coming out in 2026. You can wishlist it on Steam right now. Don't know if it's coming out on any other console, but I bet if I do. Give me this on Nintendo Switch.
Goodbye.
We only got a 10-second clip of this next game, so to be honest, I'm not going to talk about it for too long because there's nothing to say. Wu-Tang Clan are back 25 years later after releasing their first game, Wu-Tang Shaolin Style, and they are back with a brand new co-op game called Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver. Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver is coming from Wu-Tang, well not actually Wu-Tang, they're not actually the video game developers, but you know, they've always had a passion for video games. But yeah, anyway, developers Brass Lion Entertainment are going to pay homage to one of the greatest rap groups of all time, the Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with. Like I said, I didn't get too much information on the game, but I just like the art style and the animation technique. The game looks c'est magnifique. On the website, it says, Ghostface Killer is calling on you to rescue his Wu brothers who aid you in your battle to save the dreams of the people. Defeat the forces of the Deceiver to elevate Shaolin into a hopeful and thriving community. Fight, float, and flex. Time to have sex. As you experience a dynamic gameplay soundtrack including classic Wu-Tang songs and new material overseen by legendary producer Just Blaze. It also says Tang Rise of the Deceiver was initially conceived as a tie-in to Angel of Dust, an upcoming supernatural thriller produced by Ghostface Killer to be directed by RZA under AOD Films. So yeah. This next game is another co-op multiplayer online action game, whatever you want to call it. Into the Well is another co-op multiplayer online game it's the debut game from developers of some Swedish studio called She Was Such a Good Horse. What a weird name for a video game developer. Anyway.
You still look a little unwell.
This game is going on my list because it looks like Tom and Jerry on crack. Oh my god, I saw the trailer for this game and immediately I was drawn in. It's the art style. I love this whole 1930s art style, this animation style that they've got, that real squash and stretch rubber band like animation style. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's giving like the same vibe, you know, that 1930s style that Cuphead had for its game. It just looks gorgeous, it just looks beautiful. It's a bit of me. I love the melee combat. I love the fact that I think it's a roguelike. I think this is a roguelike game. Reading a little bio about the game on the website, it says play alone or with up to 2 friends as you get to know the strange inhabitants of this rubber hole's world, find ways to help them and perhaps become a little less well along the way. Embark on your spirit quest seeking self-control and find victory through your vices as you embrace chaos and fight your way through the Unwell. Along the way you'll encounter bizarre bosses, quirky characters and surreal surroundings in this cartoonish fever dream action roguelite. Yeah, it just looks great. It looks great. It's a bit of me. Sign me up for that, please. Is it coming out on Nintendo Switch? Because it seems like everything's coming out on Steam. You can wishlist everything on Steam. But I'm not seeing no Nintendo Switch at the bottom of these gameplay trailers at the end.
Unwell.
And the last big game that was announced at Summer Game Festival, it wasn't the last big game. There was probably quite a few other games that were announced. Like we got the trailer for Onimusha, that looks great. And there was another few games. To be honest, I missed the beginning of Summer Games Fest. But I'm pretty much sure that I caught everything that I needed to see. I've seen everything that I needed to see. But this last game that I want to talk about is a game called Stranger Than Heaven. Is it? Yeah, Stranger Than Heaven. Previously announced at the Game Awards in 2021, Stranger Than Heaven is the newest game from Ryuga Gotoku Studio. Okay. They're the developers behind Yakuza and the Like a Dragon series, by the way. This is another game that looks absolutely stunning, absolutely mind-blowing. You know, these video game trailers that I'm seeing recently, Grand Theft Auto 6, The Witcher 4. And I know The Witcher 4 was a tech demo, but have you seen that? It looks absolutely incredible.
Guys, notice how responsive the world is. Character actions directly affect what happens around you, sometimes even setting off chain reactions. Looks
amazing, right? You know, you got games like Ill, which looks absolutely photorealistic. And now we've got this Stranger Than Heaven. Are we finally getting a look at what current gen games were supposed to look like? Because I'm just being stunned, floored and wowed left, right and centre visually by all these games. This game, it literally just looks like Yakuza, but like for next gen consoles, utilising all the power of the current gen. It's set in the early 1900s, but it seems to have some kind of deeper RPG gameplay mechanics that maybe wasn't in the Yakuza games. I think it's got some kind of morality system or some kind of systems like that running in the background. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. But the trailer looks great. The gameplay looks interesting. It's kind of giving like Japanese detective vibes. The combat looks dynamic, context sensitive inputs and all that. I'm going to have my eye on this one. The game will be launching sometime in 2026. We don't have an exact release date. And it's launching on all the usual suspects. You know, PlayStation 5, Steam, Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. Club! You may know party like the S Club party! So there were some of the games that were announced at this year's Summer Game Fest that caught my eye, that I thought, Well, I just want to talk about the games that I liked really. Did you see any games at Summer Game Fest that you thought were really good? Anything that really caught your eye? Let me know. Actually, just before we go, shortly after Summer Game Fest, they had another digital conference called Day of the Devs, and I'm going to be honest, there were quite a few games that were announced there that looked absolutely incredible. Just very quickly, I'm going to run them down. There was a game called Blighted, which is from the developers of Guacamelee, which is a 3D Metroidvania that looks absolutely incredible. The combat looks great. It's actually co-op online as well. I'm looking forward to playing that. There's a game called Possessors. Now, it is a side-scrolling roguelike, do you know what I mean? We're not short of these games. We have them in abundance. But I really like the visual and artistic style for this. But I love the character designs. So the combat looked good as well. The combat looked nice, free-flowing. The platforming segments look great. So I've got my eye on that one. Quite interesting. We also got a deeper look at Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Gimme. I love side-scrolling 2D beat-em-up. I especially love the fact that it's a homage to the 90s arcades and beat-em-up experience. I love the sprite work in it. I love the selection of characters that you can play in there from the Marvel universe. Give me the game. Give me this game. And then finally, we got another look at Ratatan! Oh my god! Do you know what? I still don't understand what this game is. I do not understand what this game is, but I need it in my life. Oh my god. I don't know, I had to Google it because I've seen the trailer for this game 3 times and they're not really explaining how the game works. But Ratatan is a rhythm-based side-scrolling adventure game where you take command of an adorable, cute army and like you send them against like enemies, but I think you've got to do it to the beat. So it turns out like the Ratatan leaders all have different skills, so you've got to combine different leaders and buy new weapons and new upgrades, but you've got to fight to the beat. It all sounds really weird. The game's got roguelike elements, so no playthrough is ever the same. Like every single level will be different. It's got 4-player online co-op. But the game just looks so cute. It sounds so cute. Listen to the music. I mean, the game looks absolutely gorgeous. It looks beautiful. The game is the spiritual successor to Patapon on the PSP, which I never played. But I will have to go back now and I'm going to have to go on Google, or I'm going to have to go on YouTube and just type in Patapon and understand how this game works, because I need it in my life. I need this game. But yeah, anyway. And that's what we have time for today. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. And we will be back with another episode of NNN very soon. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you. But yeah, bye. Have a nice evening. Bye.